Divine Masculine and Feminine Darlings. This is the Seraphim Gem Gypsy, SeraFae Indigo Empress, Shiloh Horizon. I don't plan to be here for too long, but I do have a little reading to do. It's just washing some vegetables and fruit, doing some cooking as well right now. I figured while that's finishing cooking, I would come here. But look at how big this grape is. Ah. Oh, she's juicy. Stick these back in the fridge. Fate, destiny. So this is somebody who's able to put the pieces together, pieces of the puzzle. I'm also being reminded to just quickly share with you. I've been pretty busy taking care of some things, but I had to go out today for a doctor's appointment and to do some other errands. 2:22 as I look up on the count, on the timer. And so after this appointment, I went to do a couple of errands. And when I went in, I got this funny feeling all of a sudden, and like a bad feeling. I knew something was off. Disturbance in the force. So I looked behind me, up over my shoulder and behind me, and lo and behold, who had come in behind me but one of the karmics involved with targeting my daughter and I, as well as in the mix of the group of people stealing my mail. This is somebody who made false complaints and reports against me and also tried to lie to a judge to dodge accountability and any kind of penalty for themselves. Complained that they were concerned how the truth about what they were involved with and who they were involved with and what was being done to me as a result of this group working together would damage their reputation and as a result their career and mess with their relationships with their kids and the access that they could have to their kids' schools and all this different stuff. And so they were concerned about their reputations, their jobs, and how the truth about what they did coming out would affect their kids or their basically their ability to be a parent, all while they were targeting my life, my career, my child, right? You want people to feel bad for you, that the consequences of your actions impact your children and your job when you're only getting consequences because you targeted someone else's? Come on now. Yeah. I'm not even going to show you what just popped out. I just stuffed everything back in the deck and we'll see what happens when I shuffle. Excitement, frenzy, journey. I picked that energy up. Yeah, today. I didn't even have to see this person. I felt the energy, and that's what made me look up over my shoulder. Something was off. Glamour. She tries to put on this appearance of being something she's not. Nice, fit, safe, responsible, reliable. But then does grimy things behind people's back, which is the opposite, but doesn't want people to know about it. Prophecy, guidance, direction, yeah. Tried to target and also copy a unicorn. This is somebody who stole oracle cards from me out of my backpack when I was at their house at one point 2 years ago. Rebirth. The Yule Singer. Feasting joy. You know what, I was hearing a Christmas song a few days ago as well. It's like that energy. Fresh new spring. So there are fresh starts happening here for the light workers. Yeah. Who can find a way to laugh through the chaos and the toxicity that they were causing. The holy angels didn't find it so funny that these people were causing harm, being thieves, but okay. As I'm cooking also, a couple of things. Once I get off here, I might wait till tomorrow to do that, we'll see. Make some more juice. So I picked up, yeah, see, I mind my business. I picked up this energy disturbance over my shoulder. So these are people who tried to, 822 here on the clock on the East Coast, isolate victim. Right, cause combative energy, cause destruction. Also 822 on the count. They tried to target somebody who is different or unique. Target their business, their career, their home. And they tried to shoot the messenger, but I picked up this disturbance in the force. Yeah, see, they tried to target divine feminine. And her kids, or by using her kids, all out of jealousy, I would say. And they did so. In some cases, these people worked together because they were stealing, especially if there was mail theft and fraud involved. And in some cases, that's also why they wanted access to the children, minor children, because then they could try to claim that they had justification for taking control of anything left to the children. But they also stole from the divine beings, right? Pieces of paper out of their mail that would tell them about inheritance that was left to them, or lawyers that they needed to speak to, or something. They took money, or they were paid money out of a stolen inheritance, if not to help do the stealing, then just to target. I just saw a flash of drugs. Some of these people were being paid to do paid in drugs to do this, or paid with money that they were happy to take because they're addicts and they were using it for drugs. Yeah, fortune. So when I turned around, I thought that's who it was at first, but I did a double take because their outside looked a little different. Not a little. It looked different. But the energy was putrid, right? So she tried to change her appearance a little bit. And she had this, I don't know, I didn't look very long. Just the second I glanced over my shoulder, I realized that I thought that's who this was. Did a double take and realized that's who it was, and minded my business, continued to move forward. Mind you, they came in behind me. But at first, I recognized this person's face, and what caused me to do a double take was that their hair had this big blonde streak in it, and I wasn't sure if it was the same person. Like, the face didn't match up with the hair that they normally have, which is fine, except for I thought, oh, that's not that person. No, really, this was my security alarm going off. Because this person has been involved with criminal conspiracy and gang stalking. Criminal behaviors to conceal domestic abuse and child crimes, while trying to play the victim, victimizing people, and then trying to villainize those same victims while playing the victim themselves, being falsely victimizing themselves. 1222. Somebody who's mad that they can't be a friend anymore, right? They wanted to have things go their way, and so when they couldn't, they tried to dominate and grapple. But the reason that I did this double take was my first glance was just very briefly in passing, like my eyes were just darting across a room. I noticed their face, but didn't look quickly enough. I didn't look long enough at them. It was so quick that I just looked forward and continued to mind my business. Like I felt the weird energy over my shoulder, and I looked, but my brain didn't register at that point quite who it was. I wasn't sure. So quickly did a second double take, and then realized that despite the fact that their hair was different, it was the same person. This is somebody that I have had to sit in a courtroom with who tried to lie to a judge. 1322. But even their hair didn't look good. Not that that's the biggest thing in the world that matters, but this is somebody who specifically went to school for that and has been putting on this big show of trying to, just very big false persona, right? It's all about appearances for these types of people. And then they walk in behind me with energy so putrid, it makes me turn around because I feel the disturbance in the force. And they've got this big blonde streak and otherwise dark hair. And it was a weird color too. It was like not toned well, which I find interesting considering that this person went to school for that. 1422. Except whether they were trying to do what is pretty common right now for some people, and especially, well, I guess it does. It was all people, but money pieces have been coming back. I don't know if this was a money piece or just a big chunk out of the side that they took, but there was this big chunk of hair, and she looked like a skunk. Anyway, yeah, red flag. I picked it up in the energy field, and I just continued to mind my business and move forward. But that moon, I picked it up, intuitively speaking. Practicality, just continued with my tasks, minded my business. Thank you. health, yeah. After getting out of a medical appointment for the damage that these people were doing, I get out. You see this person that I dealt with today. It's a Cancerian, toxic Cancerian. But I've Scorpio. That's Scorpionic energy there. Here. Oh no, that's Virgo rather. This is Scorpio. But I also have that too. You know what I picked up earlier also? I picked up masculines, even karmic masculines, like choice. Realizing that it was all for show. That it's like he picked not a good person to deal with, wanting a divorce, wanting separation. It's like she caused drama for somebody or hurt somebody or made them sick or helped people make somebody sick and tried to just interrupt their daily routine and possibly work together with a, look at the bulls there, Taurus, to do so. And they were not wise. It was not a wise choice. It was malicious. There's karma for that. Yeah, they did this for personal gain. And so something about relationships dissolving, but also these people were working together and doing things to try to, block the love of the divine beings, either to try to just tarnish their reputation or just distract them with so much nonsense that they had to clear through, and abuse and protect themselves, and false litigation and all the crap that they didn't have time or space or energy, just even mentally and emotionally for that, because they were too busy trying to protect themselves. That's what they wanted. That was their goal. And to be clear, this hair did not look like money pieces. I don't know whether that's what she was going for or not, but that's not what it was. And whatever she was going for, it was giving the essence of skunk. Okay, enter your vortex. Align with abundance. I also picked up that some of these karmics are quite upset that they feel like light workers either have resources or will have resources or are gaining resources. Basically, they didn't want people to have anything. They certainly don't want people to have more than they do. But they're just jealous, especially if they're catching karma, which they are. Karmic relationship, releasing the past. So in some cases, this is about releasing these toxic friends, families, etc., who just weren't nice or good for you. In other cases, this is about pull it back a little bit. There we go. In other cases, we have these people, these karmic people that ganged up. It's like karmic couples separating, or karmic female, let's say, harassing divine feminine instead of just minding her business and living in her own relationship. Or, she helped people gang up on divine feminine instead of just minding her own business. Now the person that she was with, doesn't want to be with her because she was too busy causing problems for other people instead of minding her own business. And I'm picking this up for a number of people. I've actually picked up a few different situations just locally that fall into this category, but this is collective. This is just these people in general. It's something that's coming up. Look, heal abandonment in the collective right now. And this is something that they need to heal. Right? We forgive you for being clowns, karmics, but they need to heal this out. They were trying to cause isolation and abandonment wounds for other people because they feel abandoned, or they feel like that would hurt them, or they're mad at you because you walked away from them. And at that point, if that's the case, they need to get over it. It's time to let it go. Obviously, if they were willing to behave like that, that's why you left. They were not willing to grow. They were trying to berate you for growing or do things to cling on to you to keep you from growing, and that's not somebody who can come with you. So at that point, they're mad at you for fulfilling your own life purpose, mission, and journey, and that's not somebody you need in your corner or your circle, because they're not. That's not a friend. That's an op. And so there's a real king, a real divine masculine coming through when you step away from these toxic people, siphoning your energy, bringing you down. You have a space for the right ones to come through. And that's what's happening. And these people tried to, yeah, see, every time they saw the light workers start to elevate and overcome these situations, they tried to recreate more problems. They tried to stir the pot again. They tried to lower the frequency of the light workers or make themselves look better or whatever the situation was, but it's not working. You know, they thought that they could stop things forever, stop things for long enough to get things to go their way, but it's one of those things where even if I'm seeing in another deck, hold on, even if they think that they win the battle, they will always lose the war in the end because they weren't meant to do this. They're not loving themselves, which is why they're being hateful towards other people. They didn't want to support us though, so, you know, 1111, compassion, lighthearted opening. No, we had that self-love instead. They're mad at us for, I mean, like, these people were not being good, decent, supportive in ways that they should have been, or they were allying against us with other people, and then they wonder why we walk away. They wonder why people leave. Would you want to be around a person like you? Probably not. Shift or be shifted, exactly. And so they didn't want to change, they didn't want to grow, they didn't want to become better people. They just wanted to bully us into tolerating what they were doing, or try to gaslight and abuse and manipulate us into tolerating whatever it was that they wanted on whatever different level. And that's exactly why we left. That backfired. They need to let it go and heal. And their lesson said shift or be shifted. Shift or be shifted. They didn't want to grow or learn or heal. They did not want to evolve or elevate. They wanted to berate us or, again, gaslight us into being small or succumbing, dominating. That domination energy, that's a no. And so they didn't want to shift, and that's why they're being shifted straight out. Right, look, all warfare is based on deception. They don't seem to think, or they didn't want to acknowledge that what they were doing was problematic, those manipulation tactics, those control tactics, but that's war. And then they wondered why people got abrasive or defensive towards them. See that shield? Also, I have another reading. I had another reading that was going up. I planned to do it at 11:30 this morning. I'll do it when I do it, but it's the other one that's up right now. Has an angel wing and little sparkles in the title, in the emoji caption, 2522. And I thought the energy was going to be a much lighter energy to read, and was, it seemed to be, except for better decisions lead to a better life. See, I went and minded my business. They were still trying to cause problems. I was picking up that they were trying to do spell work all day before I went, also after I got back. I mean, they've been doing it consistently. Like evolution, not revolution. They just wanted to try to fight to keep things the same when you're supposed to elevate. You're supposed to evolve. See, it popped out again. I stuck it back in deck, but they didn't want to learn that lesson. So they're being shifted out now. They're being forced to acknowledge that. What did I say? One of these people complained to a judge that I was picking up that their husband was going to leave them for trying to cause problems for me. But look, I'm not being mean. That's the energy. I'm not targeting at people. It's just the energy. I'm calling it out. Quitting a job or right, their jobs and their kids being affected by what they've done to people, right? Be decisive and quick. They didn't want to. You know, I quickly got the heck away from these people. I saw her in the work fast and tidy space. I honestly didn't even want to really be there in the first place. I just had a couple things to take care of, and so the second I saw that, plan ahead. Don't make it up as you go along. And that's what they do. They've been making things up as long as it sounds good, as long as they think they can cover their tracks. You hear that throat chakra attack? They don't want me to speak on this. Use fire with care and water with impunity. Yeah, fire, like anger, is powerful and unpredictable and can cause lasting damage among the vanquished. Water, which shapes its course according to the nature of the ground over which it flows, soothes an argument and slowly, without destroying your opponent, turns them towards your point of view. And so that's what she wanted to do. I'll give this personal situation as an example. She wanted to try to, I hear browbeat me into, or strong arm. These people wanted to strong arm me into tolerating what they were doing or just accepting it. Or sometimes people, it's like putting somebody in a drought, and then when you give them a sip of water, they're grateful for that sip of water instead of being mad at you for putting them in a drought. I mean, no, dude, that's gaslighting. So why would people want to deal with you at that point if that's what you do? This is why my light worker collective steps away. Right? They wanted to destroy things because they didn't want us to be able to use whatever. But they ruin themselves in the process of that. Isn't that foolish of them? How foolish of them. Let's see. Yeah, Three of Swords. See, they broke their own heart trying to break ours. Told you. I think that's blue now. I just heard something two things. I heard barbiturates, but also barbitrol or something like that. I don't know what they're talking about. Knight of Wands. They made impulsive choices. This is also possibly somebody being with a promiscuous partner. But it was barbital, and it is a type of barbiturate. It's a heavy sedative drug. Highly addictive, I think. Hanged Man. So they stuck themselves trying to stick other people is what's happened. King of Pentacles. I was just picking that up because they were with somebody, with a dude they were only with him for money. what he could give them. I hear it was more than their last one could give them. Financially, more financially stable, fiscally stable, and responsible. The Fool. What did I say? You fool. Foolish fool. 5 of Wands. Yeah, because they just wanted to fight. They just wanted to fight. Compete. The Moon. Water sign. Right. 6 of Cups. Trying to combat somebody from the past. Just karmic female mad at divine feminine. Yeah, Page of Swords. Very immature though. Trying to be gossipy and catty, and no, dude, because that air, when you, especially when you're coming against a divine feminine air sign, she'll cut you with the truth. 8 of Swords. You will not confuse her. You will not. She's not trapped. You are. You trapped yourself. Now that man doesn't even want her. Knight of Wands. Might have been it was like King of Pentacles or something, but he's promiscuous, or he was not loyal to her. 2 of Swords. Yeah. It's about, feeling guarded. Ace of Swords, the Fool. Yeah, and that's the truth. That's funny, the Chariot. That's the Cancer card, told you. But that's not great for her. Death. She's wrapped up because of what she got herself involved with, and she can't escape that karma. She can't escape the karma of coming after somebody who had to walk away for good reason. Continuing to come at somebody who had to walk away for good reason instead of just letting them go. The Devil. Snake-like. They were malicious. These people were dark. I think I'm going to drop the mic right there. Let me light a bit of sage. 33 rather, 22. Please remember to pray. Do no harm, take no crap, and I'll catch you on the next one. Blessings and namaste.